Welcome back to the Armchair Verdict, and welcome if it's your first time here. Now today's video is going to be great because I'm giving you my top 5 second generation boxers of all time. Just to clarify, that's top 5 pro boxers whose fathers were pro boxers too. I'm going to be counting down on this list from 5 to 1. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video to see who takes my number 1 spot. Now, with Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn set to do battle and reignite the feud that their fathers started 35 years ago, it seems like the perfect time to celebrate the second gen boxers who've graced our sport. So let's get into it. Number 5 on my list is Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Ray was the son of Lenny Mancini, who was a very tough competitor and maybe one of the most unlucky men in the history of the sport. In 1941, Lenny fought his way to number 1 contender for the lightweight world championship. However, at this time, the United States entered the Second World War, and instead of fighting for the world championship, Lenny was drafted to fight for his country in the war. During the war, he was wounded, and when he returned, he tried to resume his boxing career, but he never quite reached the heights that he had done previously, and never got his hands on that elusive world title. The Mancini story was continued and completed by his son Ray, when in 1982, Ray captured the WBA lightweight championship of the world. He held on to that belt for a little over 2 years. During his career, Ray Mancini was a tough competitor, a guy that left it all in the ring. Due to his all-action style and his commitment to the sport, he gained a huge following and a loyal fan base. In 2015, his contributions to boxing were recognised when he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. So for me, Ray Mancini is a worthy addition to this list and totally earned his spot on it. Number 4 on my list is Laila Ali. Laila is the daughter of Muhammad Ali, a man that's widely considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest, boxer of all time. We're talking about an Olympic gold medalist, 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, a man that's given us some of the greatest fights in the history of the sport. The Rumble in the Jungle with George Foreman, Thriller in Manila with Joe Frazier, a man that flourished during the golden era of heavyweight boxing. For a lot of people, having someone like Muhammad Ali as your father would be a huge burden and a huge weight to carry on your shoulders if you were to enter the sport of boxing. Not for Laila though. She wasn't fazed by this one bit, and she put together a solid boxing career of her own. When she retired, she did so with a record of 24 wins and 0 losses. She was a 2-weight world champion, and to this day is considered one of the greatest female boxers of all time and a pioneer for women's boxing. She even continued the feud that was started by her father and Joe Frazier when she took on Joe Frazier's daughter, Jackie Fraser Hyde, in a bout which was billed as Ali Fraser 4. Laila came out on top winning a hard-fought decision. So Laila, definitely worthy addition to this list, and you've earned that number 4 spot. Number 3 on my list is going to be Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson is the son of John Fury, who did have a career as a professional boxer himself. He ended his career with a record of 8 wins, 4 losses and 1 draw. And he once did fight for the Central Area Heavyweight title, but came up short. Tyson Fury took the Fury name in boxing to a whole other level. He was an English champion, a British champion, European champion, Commonwealth champion, and 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. When Tyson Fury captured the unified heavyweight titles from Vladimir Klitschko, he shocked the world. Vladimir hadn't lost in over 11 years and was dominant. He ruled over the heavyweight division with an iron fist. Fury was a huge underdog at the time. When he won, it was a major upset, and he announced himself on the world stage of boxing. He further cemented his legacy as one of the greats of this era of heavyweight boxing when he dethroned previously undefeated knockout artist Deontay Wilder. So Fury, for me, definitely earned his place on this list. Now, Number 2 on my list is going to be Corey Spinks. Corey is the son of Leon Spinks. This is a man who was an Olympic gold medalist, but perhaps best known for becoming the undisputed world heavyweight champion in just his 8th professional fight when he defeated the great Muhammad Ali. Unfortunately for Leon Spinks, after this his career went pretty downhill and it never really reached these heights again. But no one can take away his accomplishments up until this point. He's one of only a handful of men to defeat Ali and be undisputed champion, and also an Olympic gold medalist. As for Corey had a fantastic career. He is a 2-weight world champion, undisputed champion at welterweight. He also captured a title at the junior middleweight limit and was brave enough to challenge for a world title in the 3rd weight class when he went up against lineal champion Jermaine Taylor for the middleweight titles of the world. When he fought for the 3rd weight class, he did unfortunately fall short, losing a close split decision to Jermaine Taylor. But he's still a 2-weight world champion and very accomplished fighter. And for me, it's a no-brainer that he takes the number 2 spot on this list. He has fully earned it. Now, my number 1 on this list is probably not going to surprise many people at all. There's only one person it can be, only one fighter that's worthy of the number 1 spot on this list of 2nd generation boxers. Of course, it has to be Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd is the son of Floyd Mayweather Sr. Floyd Sr. was a very skilled and capable welterweight who had a great career during the 70s and 80s. He even once fought all-time great Sugar Ray Leonard. As for Floyd Jr., he took the Mayweather name to a different stratosphere. We're talking about one of the most skilled fighters the sport of boxing's ever seen. One of the most accomplished fighters the sport of boxing has ever seen. His records and accolades, I'll be here all day if I was listing them. This is a guy who was a 5-weight world champion, retired with an enviable record of 50-0, 0 losses, 50 wins. He defeated several all-time greats on his journey, including Canelo Alvarez, Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez, and Shane Mosley, just to name a few. There's no one more qualified to be number 1 2nd generation boxer of all time than Floyd Mayweather. He's the pound for pound king of 2nd generation boxers, and he might even be the greatest boxer of all time, depending on who you talk to. So there it is. That's my top 5 2nd gen boxers. What did you think of the list? Is there someone who's not on the list that you think should have been included? Is there someone that's on the list that you think should not be included and they should be off the list? Do you think the order's wrong? Would you put someone else number 1? Would you put someone else higher or someone else lower? Give me your top 5s in the comments, because I want to hear it. I want to hear everyone else's thoughts on this subject, because it's an interesting one. Let me know and sound off. But that's it from me today, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.